Hi, I'm Aaron. I'm a applications engineer intern here at Olympus Controls, and today we're going to be showing you how we use this device here. It's called a Raspberry Pi, and we're going to be using that to demonstrate bi-directional communication on the Zatar cloud platform. We'll be using this device, a Raspberry Pi, as well as this device here, which is called a Piperella. And we'll use the push button and the 3 LED lights, and we'll toggle them using the cloud platform. And we'll use that to demonstrate how we can send information to the cloud and get information from the cloud. Okay, so for the Raspberry Pi, we have a keyboard and mouse here plugged in via USB, as well as internet. And then we also have an HDMI, this is for display, and then a power supply. So what we're going to do is take the Piperella board, and we're going to plug it into the Raspberry Pi. And as you can see, the power will come on right there, this little blue light. Now we're ready to connect the Piperella board to the cloud interface. So you'll see here how we have a little space between the Piperella board and the HDMI connector. If the Piperella board is to hit the HDMI connector, what will happen is the Raspberry Pi will actually reset. And so what you want to do when you push the button is you want to hold the Piperella board above the HDMI like so. See how my fingers are between, so that they can't come into contact. And so this will keep your Raspberry Pi on and functioning. Whereas if you push down like this and it touches the HDMI port, the Raspberry Pi is going to reset, which ours just did right now. So you want to make sure that you maintain this space here. Okay, so what we're going to do is open up a terminal, and if you type in pwd, you'll get /home/pi. This is the default directory when you have Raspbian installed on your Raspberry Pi. And so this is where you want to be pointing. And from there, you're going to type git space clone, then http github.com/zatar IoT /embed client RPI executables. From there you'll push enter. Now it's already installed on my machine, so it's going to say that it already exists, but that's nothing to worry about. So for you it'll show some sort of indication that you've successfully downloaded this file. So from there you can push ls, and this will list all your subdirectories, and you'll see right here that we have embed client RPI executables. So now what we want to do is we want to go into that directory by pushing cd embed client RPI executables. Now we're within that directory. From there, we now want to list what's in that directory, so we push ls again, and that'll show us these 4 files here. So now this one is the one that is going to actually activate our Raspberry Pi. And to do that, we're going to type sudo sudo space and then / and then we're going to type that path there. So embed client RPI Zatar. From there we push enter. You get a run like this. So this all should happen, and the important thing that you need here is the serial number, which is right here. You're going to need that when you're logging into the Zatar platform and installing your device, which we're going to show you how to do right now. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add the device. We're going to go to zatar.com, and we're going to click sign in, and then v2 login here. You probably won't have an account, so you'll need to create one, which you can do right here. Since we already have an account, it's under Joey, the other applications engineer intern. We're going to sign in. And here we go. So we have this display here. We're going to go over to the right. You should have this bar over here. And you're going to go to devices, add device. Now you're going to take the serial number we had. In my case, it was 868E9D3F. So now we're going to click next. And your serial number will be unique to you, so that's not yours. Then you're going to go to IoT kit, manufacturer, Raspberry Pi Foundation, Raspberry Pi Toolkit. So next, good. Now we're going to name it. We're going to call this one Olympus Pi. And then our location, we're here in the Renton office, the best office. We're going to click Finish. So once that's done, we're going to work with our Raspberry Pi. Okay, so once we've run the executable that we got from Zatar, the one that gave us our serial number, we'll get this on the Raspberry Pi. So the LEDs will all be on and this light will be flashing over here. So now when we register our device, then we can actually make things happen. So you'll see that this interface shows things about the device. So the red LED, the yellow LED, and the green LED are all on. The button state is up and the button counter is at 0. So now if I go to the Pi umbrella and push the button, you'll see that the button counter increments to 1. If I push the button again and hold it down, you'll see that the button will increment to 2 and the button state is now down. So I'm holding down the button so it's registering that. Now it takes a second in the cloud, especially for the push buttons, to register, so that's what happens there. So now if I let go of the button counter will stay at 2, but the state should go back to up. And we'll wait just a couple seconds for that, and once it happens, we'll move on to the next thing. So you see the button came back to up. So now down here, under the commands, we can toggle the LED lights. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push toggle red and toggle yellow, and that'll turn both the red and the yellow light off, and I can turn off the green LED also, and then I can toggle them backwards. So green on, yellow on, red on, and you'll see it's fairly instantaneous from the cloud, which is pretty cool. So this shows the functionality of the Raspberry Pi where we're talking from the cloud to the device via the LED lights, and then the device is talking to the cloud via the push button. So it shows the bidirectional communication and the functionality of the Pibrella and the Raspberry Pi. Okay, so now this is really cool. There's an iPhone app that allows you to access the Zatar cloud platform. So once you get the app from the App Store, you can type in the same information you used on the website and click Sign In. From there, you'll go down to the bottom left-hand corner and click My World. And then you can click Olympus Pi. So that's the device we added earlier. And to ensure this, you just scroll to the bottom and it shows all the information, and it's the same information. You can see the serial number there. And that allows you to validate the device is actually the one that you're trying to access. So now what we're going to do is show the functionality. So you can see here that we have the Raspberry Pi and we can toggle the LEDs, and as we're toggling them, the lights are going off. So we toggle them back on and they come back on. Now we can show the push button functionality as well, where we push the button. The button was down because I held it down. So then I push the button again, it increments again, push it again, it increments again. So that basically shows the functionality of the Raspberry Pi from the iPhone app, which is really cool. And this also shows the ability of the Zatar cloud platform to utilize multiple devices from different locations to control a single device. So we use the iPhone, we use the computer to control this Pibrella board. So this also shows that there's a wide variety of possible applications with the Zatar cloud platform.